What's up, everyone, and welcome to week 13 of Winning Picks Weekly. As always, my name is John Meleka, joined by my co-host, Greg Albert. What up, Greg?
What's going on, man? I can't believe it. Week 13. Very excited. Coming off the worst week I've had all season, which is hard to believe because I've had some bad weeks, but I've had some good weeks. So that's why we're here. That's why we're doing the damn thing. So I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Thanksgiving's behind us, and we're on to December football, real football, man football. I'm excited.
Yeah, a place where, as Jets fans, we don't usually make it this far.
Don't even make it to the
We
in the hunt graphic, baby. That's how we live. That's how we
You
live.
know what it is. But speaking of Thanksgiving, we both hit our best bets on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
I
we
had
did.
Buffalo spread. You had the Buffalo under. I had a great Thanksgiving. Hit that teaser. Went undefeated. Killing it out here, man. Didn't have the best Sunday ever, but still we stayed above 500. You stayed above 500 on the best bets.
Yep.
Killing it out here, man. Killing it out here. Let's get to week 13. Even the Jets got to win. I even got Philly right last week. I mean, things are happening. Things are happening.
I was gonna say I had a bad week, but you on the opposite side of the coin had a great week. You got, like you said, you got Philly right. We were opposite on a lot of picks, so that means all the picks that I had wrong, you were great at. You were in contention going into Sunday Night Football in our Pick'em league for winning if a couple of things went your way. So when you're in a 60, 70 person whatever it is group and you have a shot to win it, I mean that's a great week. So congratulations on that. Like you said, we're doing pretty good. You're doing a little bit better than I am, so there's still room to make up, though. We still got 17 weeks, baby. We still got plenty of time. We got plenty of games left, so I'm excited for this slate. I'm excited for these games. Let's hop into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm just not feeling so great because my Carolina. I had them everywhere going. Helps them in the $1 million parlay. They just hurt me so bad. Minnesota hurt my feelings. Well, we'll get into all that. That's
Yep.
why I don't feel so great, even though statistically I had a pretty good week. And let's start with Thursday, and we have some interesting news coming out of this game. Right now, it's Dallas at New Orleans. New Orleans plus 4.5. Dallas has a lot of COVID going on.
Yep.
New Orleans just announced Taysom Hill is starting. Ingram looks healthy. Still question mark on Kamara. Lots of question marks on both. I mean, we did last week. There was talks about shutting down Zeke for a couple games, as if the Cowboys have anything locked up. They might not even make the playoffs at this rate, even though they're still at 7-4. What do you like in this game? For me, this is. I mean, I don't want to start off the bat with a what am I missing, but plus 4.5 for New Orleans. This is so weird. This almost feels like a best bet to me right off the bat with New Orleans, man.
I kind of thought about it a little bit too. It's just that they've looked so bad the last few weeks, and watching them even on I think we both had the Raiders last week. So
I've not had the Raiders.
you
I've
had
been off
Raiders
the
on
Raiders.
Thanksgiving.
No way. Oh no!
Yes, you
Oh yeah,
did.
Thanksgiving. Oh no,
Yes, you
thanks.
did.
Not to win. Oh yeah.
You had
With
the
the spread. With the
Raiders.
spread. Yeah,
Yeah.
with the spread.
So
Yeah. They look
watching that
terrible
game,
though.
so you had all underdogs, or you had the two underdogs. You had Detroit
Yeah,
and you had Vegas, and then you
except for
switched it to
Buffalo. Yeah.
Buffalo as a favorite. I was thinking about going all underdogs and watching the Detroit game, watching the Vegas game. Like those two guys were in it all game
Yeah.
long. Vegas was kind of leading all
That
game
D
long.
line is crazy.
What was?
That D line, that
Yeah,
Vegas D line is crazy.
yeah.
That's all they have, and
But
it's a
it's so
it's a
good it
good
can
one thing
carry
to
him.
have.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
it's crazy. So, but then also then I was like, okay, going into late game, I have New Orleans getting some points at home. Buffalo's look good, but they've looked a little shaky. Saints just didn't have a shot. They didn't have a shot all game. Buffalo just outplayed them. So that's why. And the
But
Saints have kind of,
do
I
you
feel like,
think?
looked like that the last few weeks. They just haven't. They've looked like they're missing something. I don't know what it is exactly.
I was gonna say, do you
But
think that's more New Orleans, or do you think that's more Buffalo? You think that's more New Orleans?
I think it's more New Orleans. Buffalo kind of to me looked exactly the same. Like if New Orleans played really well, if Kamara was healthy, and maybe Taysom Hill was healthy, so he would have been playing. What's his name is just not the guy, the quarterback that's
Okay,
down there right there.
that's interesting. So Taysom Hill was just announced
Yeah.
right before we started recording. Does that move the needle up or down for you for New Orleans? Are you giving them an upgrade on that?
A,
Like, are you moving it to 3.5?
a little bit, just because I feel like going into the season, it was Taysom Hill's time. Like, he kind of was under the tutelage, if you will, of Breeze. And then they signed that weird, crazy deal that with him preseason, maybe a year ago even. And then they re-signed another crazy deal for him. And then the tweet or the article that I saw was that he's been upgraded to the starter because he's finally healthy. I didn't realize personally that he was kind of injured, and that's why he wasn't playing. I don't know if that's true, if that's just Sean Payton doing Sean Payton things. But if it is true that
Sounds
he
like
was
an extra
hurt,
rib.
yeah, if it was true that he was hurt and now he's healthy, like, yeah, I think that's a little bit of an upgrade over who they've had there for the last couple of weeks. So,
Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, Siemian,
our boy.
Yeah. I think we know kind of who Siemian is. So,
I know. I don't know what the hell took everyone else so long.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I understand Dallas has good defense. I love Micah Parsons more than anyone, especially pre-draft.
Yeah.
But this team has no offense. They have no wide receivers. Not even Cedric Wilson's playing this week. Dallas seems out on Zeke Elliott. I mean, I like Tony Pollard, but I like New Orleans linebackers more. I think Demario Davis could hold down Pollard, and I think they could hold down Schultz. And this seems like a W of a short week. Taysom Hill, Sean Payton weirdness. I'm gonna make this my best bet. Sign me up for New Orleans plus 4.5.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is just as weird and wonky and really non-impressive as the Saints have looked the last few weeks. Dallas is right there with them, if not more. They were riding high. They were one of the best teams against the spread. They were doing great. They had the division locked up. Now all of a sudden it's like they're all in it. Like the Giants are in it, the Washington's in it. Like it's crazy, but it's anyone's game in the NFC East. So I'm with you. I like the Saints plus 4.5. I'm going to sprinkle the money line a little bit because I think the Saints can win this outright at home, especially if Kamara plays. And,
even without, I'd rather, honestly, at this point, I'd rather take Ingram and not have to pay the price for having Kamara suit up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's going to make that much of a difference. If Ingram is there, that's fine. Give me the 4.5 with Ingram. If they're going to put in Kamara, that might move to 2.5. I don't want that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, get it while you can above a field goal at home.
Yeah. Next up, let's stay in the same division.
Okay.
Where we just talked about how Carolina hurt my feelings. we got another team that hurt my feelings, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're double-digit favorites here at Atlanta. Atlanta finally looked like a real team last week. Vita Vea with Tampa Bay just looks so different. But it's Atlanta plus 11.5 at home. And I'm looking at this game. I can't hear anything except for got to take the points, got to take the points, got to take the points, got to take the points. And I hope to God you don't have Atlanta here because you can't get Atlanta right. And I love Atlanta because I'm just not on the Brady train. To be honest with you, last week, they looked really good. This week, they might even get healthier, right? With Antonio Brown, maybe. Vita Vea another week. But I just still really don't like the secondary. I trust Tom Brady to control the game. Like, I trust him to give Fournette the ball and control the game, give it to Gronk, get the third downs. But 11.5, dude? 11.5? No, I can't. Give me, Tampa to win this game. Fine, no problem. But Atlanta 11.5, I love that, and I'm putting them in my teaser. A little tease into the teaser there.
Okay, I like that. Unfortunately, John, I do have Atlanta. So
oh, no.
You might need to switch it up because I'm with you. Atlanta, actually, for me, is what am I missing game of the week. Because all of a sudden, Atlanta looks good, and Tampa Bay barely won that game. Leonard Fournette had 4 touchdowns. If Leonard Fournette's not playing out of his mind, Leonard Fournette, for some reason, last week remembered how to catch a football. There was weeks where he just couldn't catch a football. That's been a knock on him for years now, actually. So he remembered how to catch a football.
Turns out he was a catalyst in the halftime.
Yeah. I mean, he's second half guy. He's a playoff.
No, he made a speech. He made a speech at halftime, fired everyone up. Apparently, Gronk said that it was Fournette that at halftime. And then he showed it on the field. So not only is he, did he learn how to catch and run the ball, like you said, but apparently he's been a leader behind the locker room. Coming from the guy that got cut from Jacksonville for contra detrimental. So
yeah, Yeah, I
You
mean,
see what happens when you're on a Super Bowl team, man. That culture is contagious.
yeah, Tom Brady, all that stuff. So Atlanta plus 11.5, though. That's my pick
Fortunately,
just because of what am I missing here? It seems like Tampa
Atlanta got
Bay
together last week.
divisional game too, right? Both these guys are NFC
Yeah,
South.
yeah.
Divisional game, Atlanta at home.
I don't understand either. I'm with you.
You know, Cordell Patterson's apparently healthy and playing out of his mind. Like when he's on the field, the Falcons are just a different team. They're 5-6, and I mean, I don't think by any stretch they're gonna win this game, but they're in the hunt just as much as any of these other teams, which is insane to think about. But
I know.
you know,
I know. I thought my worst record
okay.
was looking good with Atlanta for a second there, and now they're in the hunt.
Well, that's the crazy thing about this NFL schedule. I mean, it's so long now. Even though it's just one extra week, it just feels like there's like 3 chapters to the season now. There was the first chapter, which is like the first 5 weeks, where Atlanta looked just as bad as Jacksonville, the Jets, anyone really. And now all of a sudden they've won a couple games in a row. Miami's won a couple games in a row. There's a couple teams that have won a couple in a row and been looking okay. And now all of a sudden they're right in the mix just like anyone else. Washington. It's crazy. But all right, we're both on Atlanta for a first 1 o'clock game.
All right. Well, let's speak about another team that has really turned it around. Talk about Atlanta. Let's move forward to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
What is thing with the Miami Dolphins? They're on 4-game win streak, 1-7 to 4-7 here. They're at home, -2.5 against the New York Giants. New York Giants on a different trajectory. However, they looked way better last week without Garrett, as we suggested they would, even though they're depleted at wide receiver still. Saquon Barkley looks like a shell of himself still. And they played really well last week. Miami, on the other hand, they crushed my soul on the Carolina Panthers last week.
Yeah.
Made Cam Newton had 5 completions, man.
I know you've been talking
5.
crap about Sam Darnold all day. They would have had anything to have Sam Darnold out there
5.
last Sunday. He had a passer rating of 9.
Unbelievable. A team that just won't stop blitzing. I thought maybe a running team, a team that throws it out of the backfield, will be able to crush that. Did not work with the Carolina Panthers. I just hate Matt Rule, but that's a different story. I could see him going back to college, but whatever. Anyway, the Giants, who knows if Daniel Jones is going to come back off that neck? I mean, if he's not in there, I got to take Miami by default. However, this seems like a wacky game, man. Miami's on this trajectory of looking great. The Giants look terrible even in a win. Why is it only 2.5? It makes no sense, which makes me lean the Giants, but I'm taking Miami, man. I'm just going to take Miami at home. This is definitely a game Miami loses. Like, if I know Miami, as soon as you like Miami, they lose football games.
Yeah, and I see that it opened, from what I'm looking at, it looks like it opened up at -3 and is up to -4 now on a couple different websites. So it's moving because so many people are betting Miami.
Public's with Miami.
Yeah, everyone's on Miami, and rightfully so. I'm with you too.
All right, I'm gonna switch to the Giants then. Because they want me to take Miami so bad, man. This makes no sense. A field goal, like they're looking so good. What about Miami is scaring you? Their defense looks phenomenal. Their offense looks great. And what do you like about the Giants? Even though you watched them win last week, nothing. They don't even have a quarterback practicing.
I don't know. Their defense looked pretty good last week. I don't know. Jason Garrett's gone. I don't know. There could be a little something going on there. To me, I think these are pretty evenly matched teams. And if we're going with the old adage of, minus 3 points for a home team, Vegas is saying this is about an even game. I think it is pretty even.
The Giants are better.
Yeah, by a point or so, or half a point. The Giants are 4-7. Miami's 5-7. Weird. None of these teams are world beaters. I mean, last week, if we're being honest, Miami played really well, but Carolina just couldn't stop Waddle. If you stop Waddle, he had 140 yards and two touchdowns, I think, or a touchdown. Like, if you just slow him down.
I just like the Giants coaching staff. I know that's tough to hear after the whole Garrett situation. Yeah, I just feel like he's so traditional. He's gonna stop nonsense. Like, oh, you're gonna blitz 80% of the time. We're gonna stop that. You know what I mean? It just feels like that type of game. And they're just so hot. Like 4 in a row and you're 5-7.
That's insane. But they have a shot to be 500 or above 500 by Christmas. It's crazy, but
I'm gonna take the Giants money line here too, because I think this NFC East is about to start getting sticky as usual. Dallas is going to lose. Giants are going to win. I think it's going to start getting a lot closer than it is right now.
I'm with you. I'm going with Miami, though. I think last week's Giants was just a one-game aberration. You get the little bump from Jason Garrett getting fired. Everyone's on their P's and Q's.
That's fair.
And then you go down to Miami. It's cold up here in New York now. You go down to hot and sweaty Miami. Giants get on a boat. Pete start taking pictures. Weird stuff happens.
Oh God!
I think it's
sensitive.
They're a fluke team, so they're a fake team. So I'm going with Miami.
You think the Giants are fluke, but you don't think the Miami's fluke?
No, I think Miami had expectations going into the season. They started out really bad. I think that there's a chance that they're rocking and rolling. They're on the right path. I think they might be a playoff team.
Shit. Oh God, that's disgusting. I hate
their schedule is so easy.
They play like Madden, dude. It's literally a Madden team. They just like run to the right with the quarterback. If someone's open on the sideline, they throw it. They blitz, engage 8. I don't know.
I'm a big believer in the NFL. It's like if they don't stop it, keep running it. I forget what happened.
Yeah.
There was a game we were watching.
San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco, right? It was like, hey, if they're not going to stop it, just keep running the play over and over until they stop it.
Yeah, San Francisco. I like that. Crazy.
So, okay. Miami minus 2.5. That's my pick.
All right, I'm going to go with the Giants. And let's stick with the same exact division matchup. Another NFC East versus AFC East matchup.
Sure.
This time it's at MetLife. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Jets. Jets are plus 6.5 here. The Jets have never beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, I don't need the statistics. I don't even want to know what the record is. I'm telling you right now, the Jets have never beat the Eagles, no matter what happens, no matter what the records are. But the Philadelphia Eagles have been looking so bad. So bad. They don't have guards. They can't run. Is Hurts going to play?
I don't know.
That's the number one question for me, because if Hurts is playing, I get it. We don't have a linebacker. He's going to run. Give me Philly. No problem. I'll take it. If they're rolling with backup quarterbacks and we just have to stop Devontae Smith, I like Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall could actually cover some guy. Like, that's not bad. Miles Sanders a little bit injured
last week, but yeah.
I mean, it's the New York Jets. Yeah. Like, we don't have a safety. Like, at some point, we're going to let up a touchdown. But he looked good for the most part.
Yeah. I'm with you. My thing about Philadelphia is, are they going to run the ball? It looks to me, I don't know what was going on last week, but I had Philadelphia in a parlay, and I'm just screaming at my team. Like, did Nick Sirianni forget what was working for the last month and a half of football for them? It's unbelievable. All they've done is just run over teams, run. And also, I'm watching the game, and Jalen Hurts is throwing like 40-yard interceptions. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, just run the football. You have 4 running backs that are running quarterback. All you guys do is run the football. Just run the ball. Run the damn ball. I need that hat. that Indy guy was wearing. Run the damn ball. It's unbelievable because they just won't do it. So that's what my whole thing is. Yeah, the Philadelphia should beat us. Philadelphia should just come in and run all over us. But I don't know if Nick Sirianni remembers week in and week out what his team's good at, because he forgot last week against the Giants. So I like the Jets. I like the Jets plus 6.5 at home. We looked okay against Houston. I think we keep it close. Home team getting points. I'm doing it all week long this week. I'm hoping it works out for me. But home team's getting points. I'm taking it.
All right. I'm gonna. I don't want to make it. I don't want to make a contingent pick on Hurts, so I'll just take the Jets 6.5. But do we have a kicker? Like, I don't know. Like, is Amendola playing? Like, there's so many question marks here, man. Play? Yes, because who else is gonna kick the field goal in MetLife? You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it's cold out here, man. Actually, just give me Philly, dude. I know I think I finally figured out Philly. I think I kind of understand them now. And the Jets look so bad last week coming off a win, man. Oh, disgusting win. Awful win. The most disgusting win I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah,
and I wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
One of the worst wins I've ever seen. Pleasantly, I hope we cover. I just don't see it happening. Just give me Philly, I guess. But Philly, I'm spending way too much time on this game. Philly giving a touchdown to anyone ever? How?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. They're a middle of the road team, but the Jets are a bottom of the road team. Like, that's what sucks. Is that
part makes no sense to me. Whatever. Just give me Philly. I'm just gonna go off statistics here, and from what I watch with my eyes with the Jets. You got a game in the 1 o'clock that interests you?
Oh yeah, Cincinnati Chargers, Cincinnati versus the LA Chargers, baby. That's prime time. People have been talking about the LA Chargers all season long, talking about how they're
Who
going
are
to
those
contend out
people?
west. I'm one of
I
those
need to
people.
find those people. I need to. Okay,
I'm one of those people.
we have to talk. We have to talk because the Chargers are awful.
Preseason,
They're
I was one of
above
those people.
500. They're so bad. I don't know. I know Eckler had the 4 touchdown game. I get it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was with you. I
Yeah.
know they have nice jerseys. I really like Keenan Allen as well. Derwin James is sick. He was really good at Florida State. Bosa has a really cool last name. This team stinks. Like they don't stop the run. They can't run. They don't get first downs. I have no idea how they have no home field advantage. I don't know how they win games. This is what am I missing pick of the week, yo? Why is Cincinnati minus 2.5? This should be 6.5. This makes no sense to me.
I know. And
Where's the public?
That worries me a little bit because
Where's the public?
I'm with you because I'm taking Cincy as a best bet. I'm sure they're all over Cincy because it makes no sense, and that worries me.
That would make a huge difference.
75% of the bets are on Cincy. 60% of the money's on Cincy.
Oh no.
Tragic because I think Cincinnati -3 is so easy. They kicked the shit out of the Steelers last week, absolutely destroyed them. LA Chargers look terrible. Joe Mixon ran all over the Steelers last week. You talked about how the Chargers don't have a run defense.
They don't.
It lines up so perfect,
know.
and then all of a sudden it's only
understand.
-2.5. Cincinnati's home, right? Cincinnati is the home team.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be a 7-point spread. All of a sudden I say 2.5. I was like, oh, this is the easiest bet of my life.
I have a question. I know where the public numbers are. But from a perception standpoint, do you think that people are still on the Chargers and at the same aspect still not sold on the Cincinnati Bengals and just see the Bengals?
I think a little bit. I think a little bit, but I also think no. I mean, 75% of the money, 6% of the money, 75% of the bets are on the Cincinnati Bengals. So I think it's just kind of like I'm just worried this is a hungry dog runs faster situation where it's like Cincinnati played so well last week that the public is now betting on them a little bit, and the Chargers looked so bad last week that all of a sudden now the Chargers come out and win this game outright.
Let me just say why I love the Cincinnati Bengals so much. Not in this game specifically. I do love them in this game.
Yeah.
And I'm almost tempted to make this a double best bet with you.
Yeah.
I'm almost tempted because I see your narrative, and they got that narrative from what Cincinnati did during the year, where they were super hot. They were the best team in the league, and as soon as everyone said they're the best team in the league, they fell off.
They lost to the Jets,
which is the worst sin you can commit in the NFL. Especially when people are calling you the best team in the league. I mean, come on. Like the Titans did that, the Bengals did that. It's really egregious. And because of that, I think they learned. I don't think they're going to fall in that same trap again. So I actually like Cincinnati in the long run here. To be honest with you, they look like the best team in the AFC. I know that sounds crazy.
North or the AFC overall?
Definitely in the AFC North.
Yeah,
but
Ravens look pretty good.
We'll get to the Ravens. I'm not off on the Ravens. They have not looked pretty good.
Last week wasn't great.
I like them.
Last week wasn't great, but
they're vulnerable. Yeah. You just blitz them like Miami and you kill them. Apparently that game plan is out there. We'll get to the Ravens.
Yep.
But you know what, Greg? I'm gonna double best bet Cincinnati with you. This makes no sense to me, and I think the Chargers stink. I really truly think the Chargers stink.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be wrong on that.
Yeah, this is my plant your flag best bet of the week. If you're a Chargers fan and you think your team's legit, you're gonna come to this game, plant your flag, and say we're here, we're making the playoffs, we're making a run because they're in a tough division. Both these teams are in tough divisions. Every game matters at this point, and you're gonna go on the road if you're the Chargers to Cincinnati. It's a tougher place to play than most places nowadays. I just think Cincinnati just has kind of figured it out a little bit with this offense that they're running.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon looks great one week, then all of a sudden you have,
defense looks good.
Yeah, they're throwing the ball. Burrow looks good. Chase looks good. It's just their tight end that's there, whatever his name is.
Uzomah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he'll just have like 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like,
Yeah,
they
I'm
just get
with
it
you.
going. I just keep thinking about watching them. It's like when they kept saying, "Oh, you should take Sewell or whatever as a tackle to block for Joe Burrow," and how stupid that sounds, and how I keep saying for the Jets we should take linemen. We should take linemen. And it's like, well, maybe we should take linemen, but also maybe we should take superstar wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks because apparently you don't really need a block if you have Jamar Chase on your team. You can throw the ball deep every play.
You
So
know, I think there's some middle ground there. We'll get to that in the college draft stuff because trading up for Elijah Tucker definitely was worth it. So
yeah.
there's some middle ground between drafting a top 5 tackle and changing his position to trading up in the middle of the round for an All Pro.
All right, so we got.
But let's think. I kind of want to. You mentioned them, and I kind of want to jump right to the game. I know it's a 4:00.
Okay.
But I want to jump to the north, man. We got Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Another AFC North matchup. It's crazy. We had 2 last week. We got another one this week.
Another what in the world am I missing? Pick. What am I missing? I have no idea why this is 3.5 Pittsburgh, dude. Pittsburgh, they don't have a quarterback. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life watching Pittsburgh trying to throw. Their defense stinks. They just have names on the back of their jerseys that we like. They stink. I don't know what it is about the Pittsburgh Steelers that keeps getting us on. I know they're home. I love Mike Tomlin. Najee Harris was good in college. He still hasn't done anything now. Even every week, I feel like Najee Harris is like a beast. It's just because I like him and I like the Steelers and I like the way they run. It has nothing to do with this year. This seems too easy to me. I want to take Baltimore with everything I have in the world. And for that reason, I have to make this the best bet. I don't understand, dude. What am I missing? Best bet? I don't even know what to do. Like, explain to me why in the world. Like you even said it, Baltimore looks good. You don't even know if they're better. You don't even know who's better, Cincinnati or Baltimore. Cincinnati just murdered Pittsburgh, and now Baltimore is only catching a 3.5. Like, could you help me out here?
No, you're right. You're kind of convincing me. I mean, I was thinking Pittsburgh at first because, home team, getting points. But Pittsburgh just looks so bad the last few weeks. Big Ben's done. It's obvious in the way he's playing. Defense has looked shaky at best at times. I'm with you. I was thinking kind of like you kind of said to start. Like, I kind of got trapped in the whole Pittsburgh at home, like Tomlin, the colors, AFC North game. It's going to be low scoring. We don't know that. Pittsburgh might run all over him, or Baltimore might run all over him just like since he did last week with Joe Mixon. So
Baltimore's not comfortable. Baltimore looked terrible last week. God awful. Like, they're looking to play a good game. I understand that on paper they're 8-3.
Yeah.
And it looks like 8-3, they can take an L. Even if Cincinnati wins, they'll still be up there, no problem. Baltimore has a fire in their butt after last week. They look so bad, and they could have lost to Detroit. They really have. They've been looking shaky, man. They need this game, man. I don't think you need to tell the Baltimore Ravens to get up and play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Like, they have this game circled every single year.
Yeah, like you were saying, people are saying, oh, they could lose a game, they could still be at the top. Like, Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh are not saying that. They're like, we need to win every game.
The Pittsburgh
it's
Steelers,
Pittsburgh
though.
week. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh week. We're going to kill
You think we hate New England, bro? You think we hate Tom Brady?
Yeah.
They hate Big Ben more than you can imagine.
Yep.
And he's on his last ligament, okay?
Yeah,
like, they are ready to kill Big Ben.
Yep.
This is going to be a massacre. I really don't get how this isn't a touchdown, at least. So I love Baltimore here.
I'm going Baltimore minus 3.5 as well.
All right, let's go back to the 1 o'clocks.
Okay.
We have a couple more left. Let's stick to this game. I think you're going to be really interested in how I feel about this game, man. You've been getting on me all year about my Minnesota Vikings, Mike Zimmer, and Kirk Cousins. Just hear me out. Kirk Cousins is a 1 o'clock. Okay, so we got Kirk Cousins 1 o'clock.
That's true.
Minus 6.5 at Detroit. Let me give you an interesting stat right here. I always give you the Minnesota cover stats. Let me give you an opposite of Minnesota cover stat. Minnesota is 1-5 this year against the spread against teams with a winning record.
Okay.
Sorry, with a losing record.
Oh.
1-5 against the spread against teams with a losing record, which is very interesting.
I think it makes complete sense because I really do think these guys play to their competition.
Yeah.
They just like to Minnesota. You know what they do? They like to keep it close. They live for a last-second field goal. I don't know what it is about these guys, but it needs to be a 1-score game late in the fourth quarter. They love it. And when they play bad teams, they're giving points, so they end up not covering. It makes complete sense to me because they are. I don't know what the stats are on it, but they are addicted to losing or winning 1-score games. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it for the last 2 years, I think, too. Like even last year they were doing it.
That's why Mike Zimmer covers, but yeah, that's here or there.
Right, that's why he covers 50% of the time, because 50% of the time he's a favorite, 50% of the time he's an underdog, and that's why I'm taking Detroit. Detroit plus 6.5 at home. It's going to be a close game. Detroit, I think, had their shot on Thanksgiving, like everyone kind of said, and blew it. And I think they're going to come back, and I think they're going to keep it close. I think Minnesota's looked good at times, but last week was not one of those times. And they're going to bounce back, but then again, they're going to bounce back to the point of they're going to be figuring out what they're going to do without Dalvin Cook. Their best player's out now. So you have Alexander Mattison, which is great, but are you going to pass more? Are you going to rely on your tight end more? Are you going to Kirk Cousins going to do a little bit more play action? Like, what are you guys going to do? So they have to figure that out now that they lost a major piece of their offense. And I don't know, their defense hasn't impressed me too much this year. Detroit's offense hasn't impressed me at all, but I think they're going to score a couple points. I think it's going to be, a 14-17 game at the end of it, which is insane to say because it's the Detroit Lions, but
yeah,
that's what Minnesota likes to do.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I kind of think this is disrespectful towards Minnesota. I'm kind of curious, where's the public on this? What do you got?
Detroit, Minnesota?
Because this is kind of disrespectful to Minnesota.
80% of the bets are on Minnesota. 65% of the money's on Minnesota.
Okay, that kind of makes sense to me because I get why you like Detroit here, but it has nothing to do with Detroit. Everything you named is about Minnesota. What about Detroit? Detroit, every single time this year they had a close game, they come out the week after and they get thrashed.
Yeah.
They don't even come close every time they have a game where we're like, oh, that was really close for Detroit. The next week they get thrashed. I do not trust this team at all off an emotional game. I don't want to say emotional victory. They only had an emotional tie, but they look terrible off that. They look terrible off their losses that they play well in. Minnesota needs this game. I know people are already calling for Green Bay to win the Super Bowl. I get it. But I don't think Minnesota is even ready to give up this division. I know that sounds crazy right now. I know it sounds really far away, but Green Bay has a tough schedule, and Minnesota has a pretty easy schedule, and it really starts with Detroit, the 0-10-1 Detroit Lions. Like if you want to get this game going, you want to get this season going, you got to beat Detroit by more than a touchdown, bro. What are we talking about?
It's true.
1:00. Like, come on, dude. Division game. Like, them. It's not like it's like the Jets playing Detroit where you're like, oh, we don't know what they're gonna do. This should be a public thrashing by Minnesota to get back on the map.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I got to take Minnesota.
I'm with you. I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a close one. Should be a public thrashing, but I don't think Minnesota likes doing that. I think they like keeping it close. So we'll see.
All right, and we have 2 more games in the 1:00.
Yeah.
Let's go with the division game. We got the Colts at the Houston Texans. Houston plus 9.5. Houston coming off an L to the Jets.
Ugly.
And Indy coming off a terrible game last week too. Indy, like, another team that hurt me. Like, I know I did well last week, but all the teams that I really, really wanted to win, Carolina, Minnesota, Indy, not only did they lose, they just looked god awful.
They're another team that forgot what they were doing. Like Frank Reich just forgot that he has Jonathan Taylor on his team, and they just stopped running the ball. Like, I think Jonathan Taylor, I was talking about it in one of our group chats, is like, Jonathan Taylor, I think, has like 100 yards and a touchdown in the first half of every game this season so far. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he like doesn't have any touches in the first half this game. It was ridiculous.
I don't know if he's like a burnout candidate. I know he has like 2 of the top 5 fastest runs this whole year.
Yeah.
I know he had that crazy touchdown game. I know he's getting the ball a lot, so I don't know if there's some fatigue on that aspect of it. But Indianapolis has talking about division, man. They have to see the bright lights of that division right now. They have to,
especially with Tennessee having such a tough couple of weeks. Like they need to come out. They need to win this game easy, stay healthy, and move on to the next game.
Especially after an L, man, last week. And to be honest with you, Houston, that was not about the Jets. That Houston game was not about losing to the Jets. Houston was about Houston. They sucked last week. We talked about it on the Jets podcast. Shout out Knicks, Jets, etc.
Yes, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Alexa.
Leave a 5-star review, YouTube.
Yep.
On that podcast, we discussed Justin Reed had a fight with Houston midweek.
Yeah.
Their best player, their captain.
Yep.
You don't think that has anything that doesn't change the perception of the team after already all the stuff going on with Houston? You're out of your mind.
Yep.
Houston is done, man. They have no confidence going into this game. I think Indy. This is almost my hold your nose pick. You know what? This is my hold your nose pick of the week, man. This is gonna be because no one wants to take Indy minus 9.5 coming off an L. That's a lot. That's difficult. It's a division game. Like you said, Indy didn't look like they forgot how to play football last week.
Yeah.
Which I don't even think is an understatement. I'm not even joking. It was really bad.
It was atrocious, man. They were muffing punts. Carson Wentz was doing Carson Wentz things. It was crazy.
This is such a Michael Pittman game. I think they're gonna tear up this secondary. They're gonna run it. They're gonna play action. They're gonna kill Houston, and we're gonna roll in some confidence. With Indy at 7-6, we're gonna start seriously talking about them for the division. So I like Indy minus 9.5.
Yeah.
Are you taking the points here?
I'm taking the points. I'm taking the home team, Houston, just because I think it screams backdoor cover with 9.5 points. Indy's while I think that they're good, I think I put a bet. We put bets in on for them to win the division. I think they have definitely a chance at that, but they don't scream like world beaters to me. I think they won early in the season 31-3 against the Houston Texans. I don't know if that's going to happen.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
That really sounds about right.
That was Davis Mills and stuff like that. Now I think they're a little bit better than they were, but you said
no Justin Reed.
They might have lost the team. Yeah, they might have lost the team last week with whatever they were doing with their coaching staff. So I don't know, but if Houston has life, 9.5 points, I think it's just too much. I'm just very scared about Frank Reich and this Indy team after watching last week because I think they had every opportunity to beat Tampa Bay, who's, odds-on favorite, if not, one of the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl. And they were handling them in the first half. And then I don't think they scored. I don't know if they didn't score in the second half or they kicked a field goal in the second half, but it was crazy. They just got absolutely murdered in the second half. So I'm a little nervous about them. So just because of that, give me the points. Give me 9.5. And it's a lot of points, man. It's hard to score in the NFL. Give me 9.5 in Houston.
I need shirts that say that. It's hard to score in the NFL. Give
it is. Points. It's hard.
Last 1 o'clock game. I need
some counseling on this because this game has made me want to puke so many times.
I got you. I got you on counseling in this game because this is a best bet for me, Greg.
Okay.
This is a best bet. This is an actual best bet. I know that makes 4 because I threw Baltimore in there for a hold your nose hybrid best bet, which is none going into this game, but I just don't understand that one. Arizona has had basically 2-3 weeks off. Okay, Kyler Murray hasn't played. The running backs Edmonds has been out. They've been playing with house money since that loss.
Hopkins has been out.
Hopkins since that loss where they've not been undefeated anymore with that AJ Green.
Kyler Murray again should be kicked off the team throughout the NFL for that play.
Listen, they had a miscommunication on that play, and from then Kyler Murray has taken off. D Hop has taken off. AJ Green has taken off. Edmonds has taken. Everybody's off since that game, and they had a bye week. It feels like Arizona. We forgot about Arizona because it's been 3 weeks since they looked dominant. So it's really the 4th week from now, from Sunday is when a month is the last time you thought Arizona was the best team in the league. But dude, they're still 9-2. And everybody's coming back healthy this week. Everybody's back. On the other hand, you're versing. I know Chicago's 4-7. I know they played on Thursday. They have the mini bye. It was very cute. They look nice. Arizona is gonna absolutely murder Chicago. I honestly think this is going to be. I might take an alternate line on this. This is going to be a massacre.
Oh my god!
Who's gonna stop?
Any rust? Any little rust on Kyler? A little rust on Hopkins?
Chicago can't stop the run. Chicago can't stop the pass. Chicago has no offense. Arizona has been killing every single team they played using both their feet, using the deep ball, and having a dominant defense. 7.5 is a gift. Is a gift. Please take Chicago. It's 7.5. Arizona's look bad. The hook is beautiful. Trust me, you want it. You're gonna regret taking the Chicago Bears within 11 seconds of their first possession. You're gonna be like, why in the world?
3 drives in, you're gonna be like, why did we just get 3 and outs?
Andy Dalton, Justin Fields not gonna play. Oh, dude, this is so bad. I get on a Thursday.
96% of the money is on the Arizona Cardinals right now.
It should be 125% on Arizona. I don't care. What's the live line?
7.5 still.
What did it open?
7.
Dude, there's no way on God's green earth.
One book has it at 8.
This game. It should be 11. It should be 11. I would take this game 10.5.
I'm with you, and for all those reasons, I'm going Chicago. I can't quit Chicago Bears.
I get that.
I can't quit
that's
the points. Fine. I can't do it. I don't know. Like
you're
I said,
gonna come
I'm gonna
next
throw
week.
Up.
You're gonna come next week with your confession. I can't believe I took Andy Dalton and the Chicago and Matt Nagy. You're betting on Matt Nagy.
I say that every week. I say that every week that I can't believe how bad the Bears are. Every week I pick them. I have a problem.
Stop.
It's 7.5 points though.
Matt Nagy should get 37.5 points. What are you talking about?
He's terrible.
He's Adam Gase.
One of these weeks is going to be right.
Okay, yeah, good luck, dude. It's not going to be this one. That's an easy best bet for me. Jumping to the 4 o'clocks. Talk about get right game. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 12.5 at the Rams. The Rams, talk about, they need the get right game more than any single team on planet Earth. However, Darrell Henderson might be out. Not great. So they got some more injuries there. But I think this is the game, man. This is the game that Aaron Donald and Von Miller get on the mat. They're at home. Jacksonville Jaguars are so bad. You know those years where we all joke around, like we find the Detroit Lions or like last year's Jets and we say, oh, let's play them against the best team in college football, like dominant Bama, or let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I think Jacksonville will be in the Pac-12. I don't even want them in the SEC. Like, they are
you think
so
they'll get
bad.
Smoked by Georgia?
I think it would be like, I don't think smoke. I think it would like just be a terrible Sunday game. Yeah. Like, it's not like Georgia versus Jacksonville. Just be a terrible. I wouldn't be excited to even watch that to see what happens. That's how bad they are. Nothing about them excites me. As always, I like the weird wide receivers coming out of Jacksonville. They don't even excite me, dude. Like, I'm watching, I like, just for some like sadistic pleasure, I put on Jacksonville last week just to see, because like Zach Wilson's been hurting my feelings, right?
Yep.
I'll be honest. So I just put on Jacksonville. I don't want to hear what people say. I just want to watch. So I'm just watching Jacksonville. Dude, they look so bad. Even the completions look horrible. Like Chenault got like 7 catches for like 4 yards. Like,
yeah.
like something like,
Marvin
I don't
Jones
understand.
had one nice catch, but that's the first nice catch he's had in a month.
But that was a sick catch by Jones.
Yeah.
I just don't like what I see from Jacksonville. I think they're checked out. That's why every single college opening comes out and they ask Urban Meyer about it.
Yeah.
And I think even if he doesn't want it, I think they're just like poking that bear. You know what I mean? And they all know it. Jacksonville, these players know. They've been out of the playoffs since week 1. They know. They know. They hear all the noise. They're 2-9, 12.5. Give me the Rams by 2 touchdowns, dude. The Rams are finally gonna get into it. McVay looked pissed off last week. I think Odell tried his one-handed nonsense when he could have easily had a grab.
Yeah.
I think he probably got an earful about that. I really like Van Jefferson. I know no one talks about him, but he had a couple good games. But this is the Von Miller, Aaron Donald game. I think they're going to absolutely murder that offensive line. I think they're going to kill Trevor Lawrence. And James Robinson hasn't been that good in the pass protection. I know that's a little nitpicky, but I just like James Robinson, so I was watching. I just kind of wanted to see what's up. He's not that great in the pass protection, so I think the Rams run away with this one. I love the double digits here. So I took the double digits with Atlanta. I took the points there. The second double digit is the Rams. I'm taking the favorite here at home. Both home teams.
I'm taking the points. I love it. Jacksonville plus 12.5. Just too many points. The Rams are good, but they've looked a little shaky for a few weeks now. The only thing that scares me is that the Rams don't beat good teams. They beat bad teams, and Jacksonville's a bad team. It's just a matter of how bad they're going to beat them.
Kill them, bro.
I don't know. Remember like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the Rams were killing someone and they just let up like 27 points in the fourth quarter? Or 21 points in the fourth quarter. I forget who that game was. But that was just a backdoor cover. That's what this game screams to me, is that all of a sudden the Rams are just going to be up by a bunch and they're just going to give up and then let this team come in and beat them. So
the only weird thing is Henderson's not in, and I really hate the Rams running game without Henderson.
Well, who's going to be the running back? Sony Michel.
Yeah, good old Georgia.
He stinks.
Speaking of Georgia. Yeah.
Let's be honest, he stinks, so.
I mean, yeah. So that's a poor Stafford, dude. Can't get a running back.
He was against the Texans. They were up 38-0, and they let up 22 straight points to the Texans.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
speaking of,
you know what?
quick,
since then, the gambling gods have come and smited them. They're 0-3. They haven't won a game since. Rightfully so.
Not even cover, just straight up lost.
Straight up lost. That's the gambling gods for you, man. They're vicious. So they're gonna get right this week against Jacksonville, but again, I don't think they're gonna cover. So 12.5 points, I'll take it. I love it.
Speaking of Matt Stafford, I know we're a little out of order. Just back to that Detroit game. Does it matter to you if Swift doesn't play? I know he got hurt last week.
If who doesn't
and
play?
DeAndre Swift, the running back for Detroit Lions.
No, Jamal Williams is fine.
Okay. I just popped in my head. I said Stafford has no running backs.
Yeah.
Still has no running backs.
And
on the other side of that, Amir Abdullah is going to be playing with Madison. I don't know. That's a little. By the way, I don't know. This is all just popping in my head randomly. That's an Amir Abdullah revenge game against the Detroit Lions.
Big time.
They drafted him.
Big time.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh. I might
Where
take a little prop
from?
on
Was he Nebraska, Amir Abdullah? Is he Nebraska guy?
I remember him. I'm pretty sure he was up, actually.
Pretty sure he was filthy in college.
I'm gonna look that up. That's a good question.
Because I'm pretty sure he was really nice, and then he went to Detroit, where players go to die, unfortunately.
Was he? Oh, you're right. In Nebraska,
dude, he was nice in Nebraska. Like he might have the rushing titles and stuff. And then
I think he was a decommit from Bama too.
Yeah. Bo Pelini, God, miss that guy. Big nose, big personality. Love him. Love Bo Pelini.
A little tangent on the college championship weekend.
Yeah, it's big time right now. I mean, like you said, the Jets are so bad. I'm watching the Big Ten championship, scouting out here, looking at offensive, defensive linemen.
Welcome to the last decade of my whole life. All right, what do we got? 2 more 4:00 games.
Yeah, let's go to the Las Vegas Washington game, because these are 2 teams that I think have kind of flown on the radar a little bit. I mean, Vegas was on people's minds. They've had some tragedies and some absolute ridiculous stuff going on there this year. But Rich Bisaccia, people were saying that maybe the lust was over. The interim coach bump was done. He got them right last week, and they played out of their minds. I picked up what's his name? Derek Carr. I picked up Derek Carr in a fantasy league because I have Ryan Tannehill. Turns out Ryan Tannehill stinks when he doesn't have anyone to throw the ball to. So I picked
Titans stink when they have everyone to throw the ball in general, dude.
Yeah, but I picked up Derek Carr. He's been okay. He's been slinging. Hunter Renfrow. I don't know where he came from, but he's been having a good couple years, and he's putting it together this year, man. Some of the routes he runs is unbelievable. So I kind of like Las Vegas. You talked about their defensive line and how good the defensive line has looked. My problem with this game, John, is I kind of like Washington. I've been picking them the last few weeks. I had them as a best bet 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yep.
They're just looking good.
Me too.
And it's
Me
like
too.
it's like old school football good. It's like 17-9, disgusting games.
Gibson,
Yeah,
McKissick touchdowns, like you don't
it's
want
like when
McLaurin
when they run the ball,
nonsense.
when they run the ball, they look great, and when they don't run the ball, they dump it down for 2 yards and they run some more. They just can't stop running the ball, and I love that.
Lance Thomas.
Yeah, or Logan Thomas, he's back.
Logan Thomas, sorry.
Thomas
little. I always call him Lance Thomas because the Knicks Duke. I can't get over it. He's just Lance Thomas.
I don't know if Lance Thomas was that or American Gladiator. I couldn't remember. But yeah, man. Like I just like this Washington football team. I mean, everyone talked about their defense was so bad to start the year. They're supposed to be one of the best defensive units in the NFL this year. That obviously hasn't come to fruition. But Heineke with this run game, they're figuring it out. Logan Thomas, like you said, he was out for 6 or 8 weeks. He's back. Maybe he makes a little bit of an impact as a mature guy to go to. And then they have, Terry McLaurin, one of the best wide receivers in the league out there. They brought in Curtis Samuel this year. He's been nowhere to be found, and they don't need him. The offense is good enough. What I like about Washington is that each position group, special teams, defense, and offense, are all good enough to win a game ugly in December. And that's where we're at. I don't know what to do in this one, John. I want a little insight. I know I just talked about it a little bit, but what are you thinking about this game? Because I just really don't know what to do. I like both these teams so much.
It's so funny that all that stuff you talked about with Washington, and then you followed it up but you picked up Derek Carr. And let me tell you something, Greg. I know nobody cares about our fantasy teams, but I have Aaron Rodgers going, so he has a bye week. And I had DJ as a look forward because I thought he was gonna have a good matchup. But I cut him because I don't know what's going on with his neck. I got Heineke going.
Yeah,
I like this Washington team. I've been hesitant on them all year because I was really hot on them going into the year, citing their defensive line, like you said, and they've been so bad, so I had to hop off. Right, so I've almost been opposite of Washington, right? I was with them, and then they turned out to be bad. As I was getting off of them, they turned out to be good. And I think I'm finally aligning back with them because they look really good. And it's not like I've been off of Vegas. I kind of feel like I've been following Vegas ever since the whole Gruden thing, ever since the tragedy thing. We've been kind of on point with that.
Yeah.
This is a loser leaves town game. This is a difficult game. This is not a game I'm gonna actually bet, unless I might take the 3-point to 6-point band for half and full for this type of game because I think this might be a close one.
I've taken Washington every week the last 3 weeks, and I've gotten it right for 3 weeks in a row.
Oh man, they're 3-0 against the spread last 2 weeks. That's 4 weeks.
Pretty sure, yeah. They won
like that at
against
all.
Monday night.
Don't like that.
That's why I'm going Las Vegas. That's why I don't like that. I'm gonna stick with it.
What's Vegas the last 3 weeks? I know they won last week. Halloween, Thanksgiving.
They lost 2 weeks ago to Cincinnati.
And then what about week 10? That'll be the kicker.
Week 10, they lost to Kansas City.
Oh man,
that's what I'm saying. People thought the Basikia thing was done. They're like, oh, they had a bye week. I think maybe week 9. Then they came back week 10. They didn't look so good. Week 11 again, they didn't look so good. And last week they looked pretty good.
I feel like the public's gonna be on Washington here.
I think so too, and that's why I'm going Las Vegas. They're the home team. It's less than a field goal, so I have been taking a lot of underdogs, but I'm gonna go with the favorite just because it's less than a field goal. I think it's gonna be a close game. Washington's 5-6, Vegas is 6-5.
Is there really a home field advantage with Vegas? Especially with Washington, like you don't want to go to Washington, you want to go to Vegas. Like no one wants to support the Snyders. Like you're gonna go like they're like almost like the Jets a little bit, where they're more fun to watch on the road, especially if it's in Vegas, than it is to go home.
Yeah, Vegas too, like with the whole like new stadium, new city. Like, do they really have a crazy fan base? All that stuff.
I have to tell you something. You're gonna be disgusted. I have breaking news. 93% of the money and 82% of the spread.
Please say Washington.
Vegas.
No.
No. This is easy now. I thought I was with everyone. This is The team is covering every week. You're not taking them plus 2.5.
Give me Washington.
This is easy, bro.
Give it to me. Plus 2.5 on the road. I don't care. Washington, Washington.
I'd almost take anything Washington at this point with 90% on Vegas. But yeah, this getting points, gotta take that. Let's take the last 4:00 game with the Blitz boy getting 2 interceptions, man, and no sacks this year. Really shedding that.
2 interceptions, a career high. Congratulations.
Really getting rid of that Blitz boy. Really the best in the nation out here, holding down that top 5 pick for the New York Jets. We got San Francisco at Seattle.
I hate him so much. But honestly, like close to equally is how much I hate Russell Wilson. It's getting up there.
Wow.
I hate him so much. I hate him, Mr. Unlimited, the magician, the videos, the Instagrams.
Wait, hold on. I was watching Scott Van Pelt replay after the Monday night, right? Because it hops on right after. Yeah. And he was talking about Russell Wilson's last drive. And he was like, Russell Wilson, he's about to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I wanted to record it and send it to you so bad.
Everyone's talking about this guy's great. This guy has been good in years. This guy hasn't been good in 3 years, maybe.
That sucks. Because what happens when the Jets trade for him? You're going to be upset.
Well, yeah.
Jets are Giants trade for him.
We're not going to. Joe Douglas is too smart. If anything, like he's going to convince whoever the GM is of Seattle to give us Russell Wilson for like a 7th round pick.
No, or their picks back. You like your pick? You want it? Just give me your quarterback.
I mean, we're sitting at 2 top 5 picks. I'm pretty excited about it.
But speaking of this game, dude, they always play each other very tight. San Francisco at Seattle, no matter who's better. When Seattle was killing it, they would still play this game tight. Seattle has looked god-awful, regardless of how you feel about Jamal Adams and Russell Wilson personally, as we obviously have personal feelings towards them on this show. They've just been bad. Bad at football. Like,
offense,
the
defense,
only
special
bright
teams.
spot. The only bright spot is Russell Wilson crazy plays to DK or Tyler Lockett, and they barely come.
Yeah, those are non-existent.
I have no idea why this game is 3.5. Could someone on God's green earth explain to me why this game is minus 3.5? Yeah. This game should be 10.5, dude. What are we talking about?
Twitter winning the letter P weekly. YouTube, we're on the Knicks, Jets, etc. YouTube, follow our channel on there. We got a comment last week. We were interacting with you guys. Leave a comment. Let us know why San Francisco is not minus 7. Like, why is it a field goal game? It doesn't make any sense to me too. I'm 100% with you. I'd love to have an answer for you. Let us know on Twitter, DM, leave us a fucking tweet. If we had a voicemail, we'll have you call in because I don't know.
I don't think we're getting an answer. I don't think we're getting an answer, Greg, because 83% of the money and 81% of the bets are on San Francisco. So I don't think anyone knows.
What is going on this week? Why does everyone like the picks that I like? That drives me crazy. I thought
maybe you're the public. Yeah, that's what the public thinks too.
God. I can't take Seattle. It makes me want to take Seattle so bad I can't do it. San Francisco minus 3.5. Vegas, if you're going to take my money, I'm fine with that. Take my money.
But I think I'm going to do it, Craig.
Oh, my God. So gross. I just need Seattle, just for the Jets, I need Seattle to keep losing. I like San Francisco's been rolling. San Francisco looks good. I'm kind of scared of them. They're one of those teams that you don't want to play down the stretch. You don't want to play them in the playoffs. So, I like San Francisco minus 3.5.
This is the type of game where I might get bold enough to take San Francisco exactly by 3. Because I think that San Francisco will win this game, but I think Seattle covers because it's the most disgusting cover pick. Hold your nose, wear a scuba diving mask, and take the Seattle Seahawks, bro. Because you better wish you had COVID and you can't taste or smell anything when you take the Seattle Seahawks on your card.
It's gonna be disgusting. They're awful.
It's awful. You don't want to smell it. You don't want to taste it. You just want the whole thing to be done with. But don't take San Francisco. Just when you think Kyle Shanahan is gonna put you over the top, just when you think they're looking good, he McVays you, bro. Yeah. He's gonna McVay you. He could even lose this game. I'm telling you, he could even lose this game. I like Seattle plus 3.5. Disgusting. I mean, I know I had my hold your nose at Indy because it was the favorite, but I think this is my real hold your nose.
No, it comes down to a field goal, hold your nose game.
You got to take Seattle, man. Nobody on the earth wants them. Who on earth wants Seattle? They almost won last week. Yeah,
they had a shot.
You know what I'm saying? They almost won.
They had a shot.
I like Seattle. I like Seattle 3.5.
I'm against you on that one, but I'm with you on this one. You were talking about holding your nose and how disgusting your pick is. I'm holding my nose Sunday night, and I'm taking Denver plus 9.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs, who for the majority of the year have not covered, but they have been looking good the last couple of weeks. They've covered a few games. My under 11.5 wins is starting to get me a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But divisional game, yes, Andy Reid is coming off a bye. Yes, they are home. Yes, they have looked good for the last 2 weeks. Denver's looked good for the last 2 weeks. 9.5 points is too much for this Denver team. I think their defense is looking strong. I'm going Denver 9.5. Sunday night, baby. Primetime.
Yeah.
Hold your nose.
Yeah, you better hold your nose. I was thinking Denver. Okay. The public's on Denver.
The Chiefs stink.
Do they, though?
Yeah.
The Chiefs played the worst possible football we could imagine with our eyes. They're 7-4. They're rolling.
Yeah.
Who's the Denver quarterback? Who is the Denver?
Drew Lock. He's going to throw for
I love
300
that.
yards and 3 touchdowns.
Who doing the Hulk Hogan? Who?
Drew Lock is going to slay the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night.
Just because of that, I want to quadruple double best bet.
He's going to fumble a couple times. Chiefs. He's going to throw a couple picks, but he's going to throw the ball too.
Because of Drew Lock? This is why you're going to win the game?
No,
I thought you were going to say
defense is why they're going to win, but Drew Lock's going to sling it.
The only chance Denver has at this game is to keep it under and Denver, to run the ball with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, keep possession with Sutton and Judy, and hope that Simmons gets you a turnover or two as he could hold down Kelsey. If they stop the run and they ask Drew Lock to beat them, like with actual throws, not like slants and screens because you're playing back, Kansas City's going to win by 20. Like blowout.
We'll see, man. Kansas City's won a few games in a row, but it's been some crappy
I just see
games.
Denver keeping it. I could see Denver running it and keeping it close.
Yeah.
9.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah, they might be winning by 20, and then Denver scores a touchdown with garbage time touchdown.
No. That's the issue. See, that's what I'm talking about. If Kansas City goes up, it's over. But if Denver starts, then they control the game, and it's a typical Kansas City sucks in the beginning, and they have to come back. This all sounds good. They win the game, win by 7, and Denver covers. If that's how this game's going to go, I'm totally with you. But if you're telling me Kansas City's going to have a Kansas City game and Denver's going to come back in some sort of miracle Drew Lock fashion, count me out.
There's like you said, there's 2 ways to win it. There's they're playing good the whole game, or there's a backdoor cover. They could backdoor cover this.
No, I don't think they're going to backdoor cover, but I don't think Kansas City's going to come out hot.
We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs playing well the last few weeks. For the last 4 games, they're all 4 wins. They beat the Giants at home 20-17. They won by a field goal. They barely beat the Giants at home. They went on the road, at home again. They beat the Packers without Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love game 13-7.
Yeah, that game was awful.
They should have lost that game because San Francisco or the Giants or the Packers special teams stunk.
Yeah.
And lost them that game.
They couldn't punt. That was a 14-yard punt game.
Yeah. It was unbelievable how bad the Packers special teams were. Then they went on the road and legitimately beat the Raiders 41-14, but they hate the Raiders because of that time John Gruden ran around their stadium after the win.
Oh my God.
In the buses.
Worse. I even hate him for that.
Yeah. They legitimately hate him for that. It's a divisional game. I get that. Then after that, they come back home and they win 19-9 against the Cowboys, who lost CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott got hurt. They lost half their team. So, and again, 19-9. It was a one score, 2-score game. It was close. Kansas City Chiefs aren't killing anybody this year. 2 or 3 of those, if 3 of those games, 2 of those games go the other way, they're a 500 team right now going against the Broncos, who have been looking pretty good. I like the Broncos.
Right.
I like the Broncos. Denver. I might take the Broncos money line.
Nah, I'll take Denver 9.5.
Just a little bit. So yeah, Denver's my hold my nose pick of the week. I forgot though, San Francisco. We talked about the last game at the 4:00 window. That is one of my best bets.
Yikes.
So Cincy and San Francisco are 2 of my best bets so far. My third best bet is the New England Patriots on Monday night. They are going to kill the Buffalo Bills. They are going to take a lead in this division. I told you before the season to take them to win the division. I told you to take them to win the AFC. I told you to take them to win the Super Bowl because they are going to do all those things. They are the best team in football. They will be the best team in football come playoff times. Their defense is outstanding. Their kicker is good. Special teams is good. And their offense is playing well. It sucks. It's the way it is. They're the Patriots. The rest of the NFL is the rest of the NFL. A lot of narratives I've heard over the last few weeks is that there's no real good teams in football this year. Everyone's kind of average. I don't think that's true. I think Tampa Bay, New England, Arizona, and the Packers are heads and shoulders above everyone when they're healthy. They've been beat up, so maybe they've been playing okay. And who?
Cincy?
I don't think so. I think there's still even a step above Cincy and some of these other teams, but
Baltimore?
No, even then.
San Francisco?
No, definitely not San Francisco.
Okay.
Maybe the Bills, but even then the Bills, I think they're a little suspect. The Rams are a little suspect.
Okay.
But I think those 4 teams, when people say there's no good teams in the NFL, Kansas City Chiefs are a little suspect. But 4 teams
they're a lot
good.
Suspect. They're just trying to pull it together.
Yeah. People say there's no good teams. I'm telling you, New England Patriots are good, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are good, Green Bay Packers are good, and the Arizona Cardinals are good. So, New England.
This is not what am I missing, man?
Plus 3.5.
What am I missing though? Why the hell is New England an underdog? Could you explain that?
Because they're on the run in Buffalo. Buffalo won the division last year. Buffalo's still pretty good. They're 7-4. They're not bad, but they just look suspect.
They looked terrible last week. No, not sometimes. The last couple of weeks. You're telling me the last couple of weeks you're blaming everyone. They looked so bad, even last week.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving, they didn't look good.
No. Like I was saying last week, they're just too one-dimensional.
This game makes no sense, man. I have this is the first game that I've really looked at in a long time, and I had to like double and triple check that it wasn't opposite. Like I didn't get it wrong, where it's like the Buffalo is the underdog and New England's the favorite. This game makes no sense.
I'm with you.
If this game is over a field goal, you got to take New England. It makes no sense. Under a field goal, I get it because this is more like a pick 'em to me. But 3.5, New England is easy money. Easy money.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I like New England. Like I said, I like New England 17 different ways. It's my best bet of the week. Plus 3.5. It just seems so easy. The money's kind of split 60-40 right now. New England to the Bills. So I'm happy to see that. Yeah. I was a little worried it's going to be too heavy on the New England just because we're talking about how easy it is. But I like it. That wraps up our regular picks, though. We want to get to some teasers. We want to recap our best bets real quick.
Yeah, let's get to our teasers of teasers. And I think you're going to be really happy with mine, Greg, because I'm taking points.
I love that.
I'm taking Atlanta. I'm taking Detroit. I'm taking New Orleans, and I'm taking Houston. All the points. Just give me points. I'm not touching the Jets, though. They scare the hell out of me. I'm not taking the Jets. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. You can throw on Baltimore on there, too. Let's throw Baltimore on there, too. That'd be my only favorite of the teasers. So we got Atlanta, Detroit, Houston, and Baltimore. What do you got for your teaser, Greg?
For my teaser, I'm going with who do we got? 6-teamer. And I'm kind of going the opposite. I'm actually breaking. It's a little idea. I'm not sure. It's a little thought experiment here, where we talked a lot about. You've talked about teasers not going through the zero, because you kind of like lose a point that way. All my picks this week are going through the zero. This is my go through the zero teaser of the week, and you kind of convinced me to switch one of them, so I'm gonna have to switch it on the fly, but that's okay. First one's Cincinnati. It started out at -3. We're going to get it at +2. The Dolphins right now are -4.5, so you're going to get it at +0.5. Again, I'm selling a couple points, so it's only +5 on this teaser, even though there's 6 teams. Washington right now is +2.5, so it's going to get you to +7.5. Baltimore is -4, so it's going to get you to +1. San Francisco is -3.5. It's going to get you to +1.5. And New England is +2.5. It's going to get you to 7.5. So right now, New England and Washington need to lose by a field goal. Everyone else, you just need to win. It's all plus money bets, which I love. It's +700 on a 6-team teaser. So again, you're going to sell a couple points and knock it down to +5 points on the teaser. You're going to take all these low favorites and you're just going to swing it over to the plus, so they'll all become underdogs. And you just need these guys to win money line. +700 teaser, I love it.
All right. And what do you got for your Hail Mary parlay?
Hail Mary parlay. Again, I talked about taking the Denver Broncos money line, so I'm going to back it up with that. I'm going Denver Broncos +290, Patriots +130 money line, and the Washington football team +120 money line. That's going to pay you $18.75. And again, I hit one earlier in the season, so this is all house money. We're going to end up money at the end of the year, so we're going to take a couple shots towards the end of the season. I was thinking about getting a little crazy with this and going with like the Jets, the Jaguars, the Texans.
Well, I didn't get that crazy. I did take the Jets in mine.
Yeah, that's fine. But I was thinking about taking like 3 or 4 of these plus like 300, 400 teams, and it would pay out OD, but it's just like there's no way that's going to happen. So I toned it down a little bit. I think the Patriots are going to win this game outright. I think Washington's going to win this game outright. And then you're really just betting on the Denver Broncos to shock the Kansas City Chiefs, which they might be able to if their defense plays well. So again, 100 to win $18.75. That's what I'm taking for my Hail Mary parlay.
That sounds good. So I got an 8-teamer rolling here.
Okay.
For plus 16,000.
All right.
Mostly, I mean, if you're counting the New England Patriots as an underdog, I think they should be a favorite. So everyone is mostly a favorite here, besides the Giants, the Patriots, and unfortunately the New York Jets. Yeah. I guess you could take the Saints in it, but those are just minor ones. So just to throw it up all on paper, we got Pats, we got Rams, all money lines. So we got Pats,
okay.
We got Rams, we got Jets, we got Giants, we got Vikings, we got Bengals.
Okay.
We got Saints, which is the Thursday game, which is always scary, which I never want.
Scary.
Which I never want, because then you're going to be upset and you're going to try to fill it up all week.
Well, let's just be honest. What's going to happen is if you do lose it, which I don't think you will. I'm a team player. I think you're going to win this. I don't think you're going to win this Hail Mary. But if you do happen to lose it on Thursday, all you're going to do is just bet the same exact thing on Sunday, with just minus the Saints.
Exactly. It's going to be a 17 parlay.
Yeah.
But for now, we got an 18 parlay at plus 16,000.
Love it.
I'm gonna drop $50 on it. See what happens.
Love it. So again, Pats, Rams.
Problem
Jets,
is the
Giants,
Jets are in there.
Vikings, Bengals, Saints, Colts, all money line. 100 to win $16,000. It's a beautiful thing. You put out some futures last week. We start talking. You and I put some futures out there. So you start parlaying stuff. You start adding some stuff up. You can really get the numbers up there. It's hard to hit. It's hard to do, but people do it. So those are our picks for the week. You want to run through our slate again real quick while we wrap up?
Let's wrap up the week as we always do, Greg. And let's start off with a Thursday night. We got Dallas at New Orleans. New Orleans plus 4.5.
Saints at home plus 4.5. Give it to me.
I'm with you there. We got Tampa Bay At Atlanta. Atlanta plus 11.5.
Atlanta plus 11.5. Give me those points.
With you again there. Not looking too
That's
good
not
here.
great.
Kind of scary. We got Arizona at Chicago. Chicago plus 7.5.
This is my make me want to puke pick of the week. Chicago again, plus 7.5. Home team getting points. Let's do it. These home team getting points is going to come through one week. It's going to be beautiful.
All right. Well, we got a little opposite energy here because Arizona is one of my best bets of the week.
Yep.
Coming off a bye. LA Chargers / Clippers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati minus 2.5.
Cincinnati, my first best bet of the day, minus 2.5.
So we got a double best bet, and I got Cincinnati as well. Got the Minnesota Vikings, a 1-5 against a spread against losing teams at the 10-1 Detroit Lions, catching plus 6.5. What you got here?
Detroit plus 6.5. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, I got Minnesota. Detroit stinks, man. Give me the Giants plus 2.5 at Miami. What do you got here?
I'm going to go with Miami, minus 2.5 at home.
I'm going with the Giants, but obviously I don't love it. Another game I don't really love. You got Philadelphia minus 6.5 at my New York Jets. I'm just rolling with Philly based on history. What do you got here?
The Jets don't beat the Eagles, but boy, are we going to cover this week. Plus 6.5. I believe in the New York Jets getting it done this week. Let's go, boys. Jets at home.
I love it. I mean, that's the part I don't love.
Yeah.
Indy minus 9.5 at Houston. Houston looking like a disarray. Indy needs this division game for the division.
Yep.
I like Indy here, minus 9.5.
I'm going with Houston plus 9.5. Man, I'm taking home teams, I think, all the way down so far. A lot of points. I love it. Houston plus 9.5.
All right, we got Washington plus 2.5 at the Las Vegas Raiders. This might be low-key the game of the week. Low-key, just because it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah. Great colors, too, in this game.
Great colors, old school, loser leaves town in Las Vegas, plus 2.5. Washington, baby. Give me that all day. What do you got here?
Yeah, I got talked into it. I'm happy about it. Washington plus 2.5. Like I said, 3-0 in the last 3 weeks. I'm with them. Let's make it 4-0, boys. Let's get it done.
Public loves Vegas. You got Jacksonville Jaguars and Urban Meyer in all his glory at the LA Rams. LA Rams need a pickup game more than I've ever seen the team need a pickup game. They went from Super Bowl contender to what's going on over there, sitting at 7-4, catching minus 12.5 this week. What do you like?
You know what? I like Jacksonville plus 12.5, but if you remember to last year, we were tanking for Trevor Lawrence. I just connected the dots on this in a major way. I'm going galaxy brain on this. We were tanking for Trevor Lawrence. You remember some people in our group chat were excited that we beat the LA Rams in a meaningless game on the road in LA in December last year.
This guy.
I was not one of those people.
I will never go home 0-16. Get out of my face.
I was not one of those people because we could have had Trevor Lawrence, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't want Trevor Lawrence. He stinks.
I'm connecting all the dots.
He wears hair product. Goes the jacked up. He wears hair product.
I'm putting a money line bet in on the Jacksonville Jaguars this week to upset, shock the world in Las Vegas, just like the Jets did last year. Trevor Lawrence, it's all connected somehow. I like Jacksonville for our meetings of this show, plus 12.5, but I will be putting a Jacksonville Jaguars money line bet in this week.
You think you could will your way to Jacksonville having a better record than the Jets?
If it's not gonna happen, if it's not this week, I don't know when it's gonna happen. So
they're playing each other.
Let's go.
Each other.
Yeah,
so
it's true. But I need it to be tied then, so this way we can get the lead.
We'll get there. So we got the AFC North Battle on the 4 o'clock. We got Baltimore at Pittsburgh. This feels easy to me. This is like my hybrid best bet. What am I missing? Everything. Yeah. Like this is. I don't even want. This doesn't even deserve to be just in one category. This is all my categories. I love the Ravens this week, minus 3.5. But as my cousin says, as soon as I start loving the Ravens, is the second they start sucking. So
yeah,
take that with a grain of salt.
I hear you there. I'm going Baltimore minus 3.5 as well.
All right, and then we got the magician, the best in the nation, the best safety in the nation.
The miracle worker. It's a miracle he's back so quickly because he hurt his finger.
We got the head coach with the bubblegum jaws of steel. Seattle plus 3.5.
Oldest head coach in the league, by the way.
Wow, he looks pretty young too. That's so crazy. I'm telling you, it's that bubblegum jaw. Got San Francisco -3.5 at Seattle. What do you got, man?
San Francisco -3.5. My second best bet of the day. San Francisco gets it done. Greg Kittle throws some people around. They run the ball a ton. San Francisco gets it done.
All right. Well, this is not my official, but hold your nose. You're in a septic tank. You're deep in there. It's knee deep. You're in a septic tank. Take Seattle, dude. Just take it. Close your eyes and take Seattle. San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan, he just waits for you. He waits for you. You know, like in Mario Party, where the computer like lures you in to something to just lose, and then as soon as you get on, they just pull the rug, or they like hit you with the ball, and you're out for Mario.
Yeah, but you think you're getting one of those stars, and then all of a sudden you're on the other side of the board. I know what you're talking about.
That's Kyle Shanahan, man. That's Kyle Shanahan. Give me Seattle +3.5.
He's a true magician.
Kyle Shanahan is the master of illusions. Yeah. The second you think you know, you don't know. And usually negative.
Yeah.
Going to the prime times, we got Denver +9.5 at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is disgusting, but I like just Denver to cover, even though they have no quarterback. But they do like to run the ball, and Kansas City doesn't have good defense. On the other side, they have good defense, and Kansas City is prone to that. I like Denver to get the points, but I don't feel too great about it, to be honest with you.
I like Denver. Like Denver's my hold my nose pick of the week, 10 or 9.5 points. You know, like I said, you have the option to play them tough all game, which I think is going to happen. I like Denver even to win at money line, just because I think Kansas City are frauds. Again, it's a divisional game. Denver's looked good the last couple weeks. Kansas City has played iffy at best. Yes, they're coming off a bye, but I like Denver +9.5. Hold my nose, 9.5, and then my Hail Mary parlay money line. So really like them.
All right, which brings us to Monday night. AFC East rivalry. I'm going to get some popcorn, put my feet up, and watch this game. What am I missing? +3.5. Show me the flaws, Buffalo. Show me the flaws in New England. I would love to see it. Oh, I nothing would make me happier than 6-3. This game is 6-3, and both teams stink. Give me like a nice little Tyler Bass field goal to win the game because Nicky Folk can't make it. Oh, that would make me just tingle inside.
I mean, that would be great. But like
I just see a route. This is a route. This is the Patriots are gonna make. Dude, Buffalo has beaten nobody this year, and they will continue to beat nobody this year. They don't deserve to be a favorite against anyone, let alone the New England Patriots, which you just named is one of the best teams in the league, and it's not even close.
This is so easy. To your point about what am I missing? I can't help you with that, so we need people to reach out. Winning Picks Weekly, winning the letter P Weekly on Twitter. Again, Nick Fitz, etc. on YouTube. Like, subscribe, Amazon, Alexa, Apple Prime, whatever you want, we are there.
Apple Prime, all right, Bill Belichick.
But no, my
hit
best
us up
bet,
on the snap face.
Yeah, speaking of snap face, my best bet of the week is New England Patriots +3.5. It is my third best bet of the week. I think they're gonna kill these guys again. I like them in my Hail Mary parlay. I just think this is where they start separating. They're close right now at the top of the division, and I think they play each other twice in the next 4 weeks, maybe. So I think this is where New England gets a sneaky win in Buffalo. And then it's just all she wrote from there. So that's our picks for the week.
Thanks for sticking around. You're welcome on all these good picks.
Yeah, you've been
killing it for you.
Keep following John. Keep fading me. You'll be doing fine.
I mean, honestly, if you've been listening to this podcast and you're picking up on our trends, you're probably killing it. You know which teams I can get right. You know which team Greg can get right. You get in the middle of both of us, you're absolutely murdering.
Facts.
We're still alive in Survivor. We're still alive in the Pick'em leagues.
We're alive. I don't even know what that league is where it's the Pick'em but no spreads. We're in first place in that league. I don't even know how that's working out. Shout out Brandon.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Season coming to the end. I'm in the playoffs for 5 out of 6 leagues.
It's beautiful.
I hate my friend Jack in his California league with his super flex. I literally cannot make the playoffs in the super flex like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, baby.
That's
week
our picks
13
for
in the
week
books.
13. We will be back better than ever for week 14. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.